There's definitely recent studies that suggest that we're just witnesses of our thoughts and behaviors, and then later attributing them to our own agency. So that's kind of the roots of the project, because of course, if that is true, that has huge implications for what responsibility means, and for accountability, and for choice at all. It's also extremely destabilizing, if true, for a lot of people. But of course, agency is much broader than just the individual's subjective experience of agency. It also has to do, as you suggested, with how we interface with society and the rest of the world. Most of the technologies that we're now creating are embedded with certain values, and often those values come from either the corporation or the board or the individual or the market, or wherever, any number of places, but they're usually not consistent with the values of the societies that they serve. And the idea with Moral Labyrinth is to address this larger question, which is called the value alignment problem, through a kind of meditative experience where individuals have a chance to walk the labyrinth and be faced with some difficult questions, and hopefully come out of it feeling more humility and compassion and curiosity about sort of the complex beings that we are and the challenges that we have before us in terms of creating sort of any kind of expansive value set for society. The new kind of project or vector that I'm on with that work is using the form of the labyrinth to generate questions about other kinds of systems and the incongruities and inconsistencies and problems of power dynamics and other forms of oppression in systems that are way predate technology in the way we understand technology now, but that have huge overlaps and kind of weave together with those technologies. We created an international, open workshop with really thinking about public health, racial justice, forms of oppression, power structures, questioning of systems, technology, law, and ethics. And all of these things are hugely overlapping. And so I'm in the process of, we created this forum where participants each ended up submitting a question to the labyrinth. So it's a lot of different voices taking up these issues. And the workshop was really about creating space to talk about these things, how to come up with a sufficiently critical and open-ended and provocative question. And now I'm compiling them into a labyrinth that is going to be in the physical world, but it's also going to be available online. And it's also going to be downloadable as a stencil if you want to bring it into public space and do some public art with it. The project I was working on in Bellagio is called The Myth of Agency, and it's an expansion of much of my work which deals with the intersection of technology and humans, and specifically thinking about artificial intelligence in comparison with the human world and the natural world. And it's an interactive installation that questions how much choice we have at all, and also kind of sheds a light on some of our assumptions about ourselves in comparison to our assumptions about machines. Bellagio was a really tremendous and altering experience for me. It came at a time in my career that gift of time away and time for deep work and deep thought was really welcome and important.